going to go on to agree or disagree, guys.
It's been a while.
Yes, please grab those signs. We have been, like I said, we're trying to switch it up out here. And
the switch.
Should we give Ben one? Because I'm going to be reading them.
Do you want him to go over there?
Well, I mean, if
Ben could just tell us.
Yeah, Ben, you just tell us. Sweet. All right, so the first one is trade up challenges on YouTube are great for the collecting scene.
Trade up
Agree or disagree?
Disagree.
You guys ever seen those, Chris?
Yeah, a little bit.
Does
You know what
anybody
they are?
Mm-hmm.
Blake says disagree.
Trade up challenges
Ben says
are
disagree.
great for the community. I can't defend it, so I'm going to have to disagree.
Okay,
you might
so-
have to agree.
One thing is, okay, now we can explain it. Has it ever happened in your store or anything like that for an expo? Anybody
And for anybody who doesn't know, we should explain. It'd be like me being like, all right, guys, today I'm going to bring this copy of Mario Duck Hunt. And by the end of the day, I'm going to spend no money, but I'm going to walk away with a $500 game. Because I'm just going to keep asking stores, what do you trade me that's worth a little more, a little more, a little more, a little more? Go ahead.
Yeah.
I have never had that happen. No, I've never had anybody come into the store and say, hey, I'm here to trade up.
Yep.
I'd be like, sure, you can trade in at our trade prices and then go buy something.
I have been approached by like other people to do a trade up challenges, and I feel so uncomfortable. Even like the thought of having to do it.
Do you feel like you're always getting the short end of the stick?
No, I feel like I would shorten the stick of the person giving me it, right? Like it's like if I go up to a seller and be like, hey, I have this item that's worth less. Can you give me something of yours that's worth more?
Because that's the whole concept of it, right?
And
what was the thing where they were doing that on Craigslist?
See it all the time with the Pokemon cards.
Like a house.
Yeah, what was that?
Was like the first iteration of that.
Was that a YouTube video? Where did that come out?
It was just kind of a social thing.
Yeah, some guy just did it by himself, and I think there was a documentary on it.
Yeah, like bartering is different. I guess like when you're trying to trade up for something that someone needs, I think more of this is more the approach is like you're going to an expo, right, with your kid, and you're telling your kid, be like, all right, go to this seller and be like, hey, I'm doing a trade up challenge.
You can beg just a little bit.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I was gonna say. I was like when a kid sees that like on YouTube, it encourages a kid to go and try to do that, and it doesn't puts a bad taste in like every seller's mouth.
Bro, I watched a dad literally have his son walk up to a card seller and do it, and then the daughter walks over and does the same thing, and the seller goes, I just did it. Like, what do you want me to do?
I have friends who have done it. I know people who have done it. I will say I think it is one of the most scummy forms of content you can possibly do. I think it's morally wrong. You're putting pressure on people who don't want to do it, but they're going to do it because they're on the camera, right? I think that it makes no sense to me of why even to do it.
I don't even know why
we're going to give it away at the end.
I think it was a new concept, years ago, and it seems a little exciting, right?
There's people that still do it.
Well, I feel like the paperclip to a house was like a little bit different because that guy was like just bartering. Like these people are going to like sellers who like this is like like they're living.
Direct.
Well, and what makes the paperclip thing more cool too is it was like the first iteration of it, right? It's almost like can this happen? It wasn't clout chasing on YouTube trying to be like, yo, look at me, I started with Mario and now I ripped off 80 vendors and now I have little Samson.
Now if it's for like a charitable aspect and like everybody's doing something to contribute to something like a better cause rather than a selfish cause, then I'm all for it.
And I would almost say I would recommend if you're ever going to do something like that, do it off camera first. Get their opinion first. Hey, you interested? Yes, no, maybe. Don't just walk up like, hey, yo, what up, fam? Are you here to do a trade up? I'm trying to raise money for cancer. It's like, yeah, I guess I am. Even though I'm struggling right now.
I'm locked in now.
I'm too nice to like go up to a seller and just literally hit him in the nuts and walk away. That's what it is.
Yeah. If someone asked, Chris, don't let anyone do that in your store. If they ask, just be like, hey, kiss my ass.
Yeah, I've never had it happen. I've never done it, but it does seem like you're just constantly getting the better end of a deal. Like, oh, I got the one up on somebody like 80 times.
Hey, YouTubers, I got a new one. Do the trade down challenge.
Trade down.
Start with Samson and you end up with Mario Duck
with the
paperclip.
Wait a minute. That's actually a video. Wait, that would be a good video.
I know. That's how it should be. Don't
pay it
because then everybody else won. Look at what I ended up with.
And you lose.
You lose.
Only one person loses versus 80 vendors.
And bro, it'd be so great at your suspense, so no one else has to suffer.
I have Samson right there.
All right, so next one's going to be licensed mini classic consoles like Nintendo, PlayStation, Sega are good for keeping the retro gaming alive, like the scene.
Yeah, let me say yeah.
The mini ones, right?
Yeah, minis.
Everyone here says, yeah. What's your opinion, Blake? Why are they good?
Well, I don't know. Like when I was younger, I used to play like the Atari flashbacks, and like that was my introduction to Atari. I never would ever get an Atari, but I played Atari games when I was a kid because I had that. And I don't know. It's good for kids to have like these old consoles in front of them. It's like all the awesome games.
I think it's cool too because like as a kid, like you mentioned, I didn't think about that aspect. Like you're a kid, you want to check out Atari. You're not going to want to hook it up to a CRT and mess around with the RF switch in the back and hope the little prongs work. You're like, hey, I can just kind of plug this in. It's still the same thing. It's legit. It plays the way it used to play.
Has all the games on it.
Yeah, it's by the proper company. It's by Atari. It's by Nintendo. Yeah, even though everyone mods them. And
Ben went out of his way the other day to make an Intellivision and an Atari or was it a 5200 work?
No, the 2600.
What, dude? He had like this contraption where it like plugged into a specific power source, but he had to plug like 3 cords.
5200.
Yeah, it was like 3 cords to go into an RF cable in the back of a TV.
The worst design ever.
Imagine being a kid and like, or a recent time, like if I'm like, hey, my son Brixton, who's 14, be like, dude, you got to play the 32X, and being like, here you go, hook this thing up, like 4 power bricks and like 13 cables. Like
the last time I tried to hook one of those up, I still was like, I needed to go to a video to watch it. And I've done it before multiple times.
Yep. Same.
And I still needed help.
It's one of those ones you don't remember off the back of your hand.
Yeah, because there's a couple different power supplies, and you can kind of short out and blow some of the stuff too.
Yep.
I think it's good that they re-released some of those too, because if you are a kid, I mean, they're for us. We would want to play them, but if you're a kid, it makes it new now. So it's a retro game, but all of a sudden they can get it underneath the Christmas tree, and it's a brand new box. Like you're not going to get a brand new in the box Nintendo, right? So to get something new that they're like, oh my gosh, I can open this up and I can play this. It like makes it feel fresh.
If anything, I feel like it's really beneficial for guys like you who own stores because, like I've mentioned before, like the new NES edition Nintendo World Championships. I guarantee you there's a ton of kids walking through the Switch section going, what the heck is this? And they play it and this is cool. These are old games. Oh, wow, I'm kind of into these. Let me go on TikTok, see what this is. These are retro games? Wow, where can I get more of these? Hey, look, there's a store down the road. So I feel like it even is like PlayStation, Nintendo, those companies don't realize it, but they're kind of keeping the retro scene pumping.
Yeah, I love it. I wonder, while we're on that topic, are they going to keep doing it? They've done the NES Mini. They've done the Super NES Mini. They've done the TurboGrafx. They've done a PS1 one. They did a Genesis one. Like, is that phase dead, or will they continue to do it? I don't know.
It'd be awesome to have a GameCube one, like a little mini game.
I've been wanting that one so bad. But do you think as disc rot progresses on a lot of things that people don't predict, that they might just wait a little bit longer for those to release?
Maybe it becomes a little bit more of an issue, so they can kind of press that as part of the issue.
So one thing to think about is if they release these mini consoles, then I guess the expansion pack becomes a little bit less attractive because then, you wouldn't have to pay the
Switch Online.
The extra monthly fee for that. So I guess they're almost competing with themselves. Like I definitely agree with what all you guys said to keep the games fresh and alive. But like that's another aspect of it.
I think that's why they limit the amount of games that they have on there, right?
Yeah.
Like wasn't it like 30 games normally?
Yeah,
like 27, 32.
But they're also probably, maybe they're stopping because they're probably well aware. Everyone's just like, these are great mod consoles. And everyone's just filling them up with everything. They're probably well aware of that.
Yeah, true. The hardware.
I mean, have you ever owned a mini console, have it not modded? I haven't.
I think mine is modded.
Yeah, I'm like, the minute I get it, I'm like, offerup.com.
I actually don't own one.
Mod
so
service.
I think they tried to prevent that, but people are always going to figure it out. Every single time they're going to figure out a way.
People aren't shy about it. I mean, you're like, there's no way.
It becomes a service.
This is illegal, but you go on OfferUp and there's like 50 people modding, will jailbreak. It's like,
There's literally like YouTube channels that specialize.
And they're big.
Keeping you informed on how to do the latest.
And they're big. Yeah, they're not.
Absolutely.
I wish I was smart to do it, but I'm not.
Yeah, I'm not smart enough.
All right, so next one's going to be no Nintendo IP movie will ever live up to the Super Mario movie. Ooh, all right.
We're all saying thumbs down, and now this question can be taken two ways. Live up to it like how good it is, or live up to it like sales-wise. I think for both, still thumbs down. Sales-wise, I think Zelda has a chance.
Zelda, I was going to say. If they ever came out with the Zelda,
would maybe actually.
So thumbs down means that like they could have a bigger one.
It could have a bigger one. Yeah.
I think it would be close. Like Zelda, I mean, I love Zelda. I'm sure you guys love Zelda. You probably also love Mario. For me, Zelda, I love more than Mario.
Yep.
So I would be more hype about it. Is there enough kids hyped about Zelda over Mario? I don't know. It's a good question.
I think Zelda would have potential, or even like a Metroid, of having definitely a better story. Right?
Yeah, but
because
you would have to really nail that story before you release it.
Yes, I think that Mario, they can get away with anything because it's Mario, right? At one point in time, he was more, or maybe even still today, more recognizable than Mickey Mouse. Actually, probably now, especially now, Mickey Mouse is kind of not really a.
I know this
famous.
is off rail a little bit of the Mario movie, but did you see that there was a little girl? I saw this on like a little short. There was a little girl sitting down, and they're saying that that was a Mario and Luigi's niece, and so
that means they have another brother.
Yeah,
I saw that. Technically, Mario and Luigi have another brother.
Oh.
And that was hinted in the movie without realizing it.
That would make for a pretty good movie.
So, out of nowhere.
In all the years, there's never been another brother that was introduced.
And so, like, that was like a theory that somebody had on a short that I watched, and I was like, no way.
I saw the same one.
I literally,
that would open up a whole other line of games and everything.
What would you think his name would be? Mario Luigi. Giovanni?
Lucas. The most Guido name. He says Giovanni. But I mean, yeah, up to you, Blake. What are you gonna say?
Honestly, I think Nintendo will be around forever. Yeah. I think TV and film will be around forever. A new character that we don't even know about yet could be like the most top grossing film of all time in like 100 years.
You never know.
You never know.
Nintendo has been around forever, since 1800s. So I don't see them stopping. Yeah, I feel like Zelda has a chance to break it as far as the numbers goes. Maybe Donkey Kong could get close to, but I feel like as far as story goes, we could definitely get a better story. They played it safe, which was smart. A
Metroid movie would be awesome.
I just don't think there's enough people that would blow that out of the Mario realm, right? Because that's such a niche of a game.
Unless they did like an Avengers type thing, like everybody comes together.
Like a Super Smash?
Like a Smash Bros movie.
Yeah.
Oh my God, a Super Smash Bros movie would be awesome.
Yeah, you get Street Fighter characters in there, Final Fantasy characters, Solid Snake, you get everybody.
The licensing rights to make that happen?
It would be the entire nerd culture would have one giant erection at once. Every
for reals, man.
Which is how I felt when like Avengers Endgame came out.
Got it.
Like that was my erection.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Has that died?
It has now. Yeah.
All
Took a while to go down.
Movies suck.
No, I meant like the excitement, not your actual phone.
You just over here popping blue chews the whole time.
Blue chews?
No, that too.
But it has gone down. It did. It did die. But that was like
that was like the, excuse my words, blowing the load moment for Marvel.
100%. Yeah.
And I even got into that. And I wasn't even a big Marvel guy. I was like, that was sick. That was awesome. That was amazing. And then every other week, they would show these giant boards with 70 more movies they're making. I'm like, it's not that exciting anymore. Like, it's never going to end.
They were so bad, too. A lot of the movies.
Yeah. They got greedy, right? They wanted to be
way
crazy.
Too greedy.
Same thing happened with Star Wars.
They were like, look at all these other successful ones. Let's just branch off and grab more money at somewhere else.
100%. And the money grab starts to fade after a while, loses luster.
All right. So the next one will be GTA 6 will not live up to GTA 5. Like its previous predecessor. All right.
I'm going to say agree, and the rest disagree.
I disagree. I think GTA 6 is going to be incredible. I think every single one that has come out has been as good and then even better than the previous ones.
How much money did they spend on this?
Oh, God.
I don't even know. I can look it up.
But that doesn't always mean good. There's been a lot of games recently that have spent bazillions of dollars and been horse crap.
Concord.
As long as they don't do anything drastic and change it. I mean, the world and the theme that they've created is so good.
Well, that's what I was going to say. So I wasn't saying no because I think it's going to be bad. I just think it might be like we're getting to the point where like obviously graphics are kind of where they are. Yes, there's obviously improvements, but I feel like it might be just a reskin, new worlds, new this of an existing kind of feeling game, which is good, right? If it's GTA 5, but it's Contra versus Super Contra or Contra Alien, Alien Wars. You're just doing like the same thing, not really rewriting everything, but just like, what you're getting. They have good stories.
I absolutely love GTA stories. That was like one of my
stories have been incredible. But obviously GTA, like the original was like a top-down version.
Top-down.
But ever since GTA 2, Is it Grand Theft Auto 2?
Don't know. 3 maybe?
Maybe 2 or 3. It's been that same third
Style.
person behind the guy running through
And
a
just getting
city,
a little better each time.
smashing stuff, picking up guns, right? And yeah, and it has just gotten better. So I don't know why they would stray from that. So
Hopefully they don't.
I can just picture.
I don't picture them straying. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, unless they went like Saints Row style or something, which Saints Row is kind of like the crazy version of GTA. Which did anybody play Saints Row?
Yep.
I did. It was fun at first, and then it got too much.
I don't think they'll do that. I think it'll just be more of the same, but good. That's what I meant by that. Like, I don't know if it's going to be that much better. I think it'll be just like, okay, cool. They added more things within the existing world.
I mean,
I'm not a big GTA guy, though.
They've been in development.
I love it. As long as, so I think where they could go wrong is if they did go that Saints Row where it was like, you're almost like a superhero. As long as they kept it realistic, which they always have done. Yeah, where it's like real world.
You're a bad person.
You're just a bad person in a real world.
Have you ever seen the actors like actually play it? It's just like them, like almost like mentally, like when they're doing their what's it called, role play?
Yeah.
It just them going from the game into real life. It's like string-lined, perfect.
Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Trevor, dude. You ever seen that guy Trevor? That guy's
in real life.
Yeah.
I have not.
Oh yeah.
They're based on real characters.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Not like, I mean, like kind of like not the real, like that's not their actual life, but they play that character so well that it feels like that's just their personality all the time.
Where are those voice actors at? We should get Trevor to SoCal.
Trevor. I have a buddy who does, he thinks that they stole, or I don't know if he says that, but I think he says that they like stole his look and character for Trevor.
From where?
There's a guy named Nathan Barnett.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a big
He
YouTube
is
name.
kind of like Nathan Barnett.
I'll show you the side-by-side picture.
I know exactly what he looks like.
He said that before he had that look already. I'm not sure if that's right.
I agree. No, I've known about Nathan Barnett.
We're talking about
is it Barnett or Barnett?
Barnett.
Full
Barnett.
Mr. Burns hair.
He looks exactly like Trevor. I never connected those two.
He said this was already a character of his before.
Yeah, 100%. They kind of did.
Dude, he looks just like him.
So, I don't know. I don't remember the time.
I've met him in person.
What were you gonna say, Blake?
He's
nice
an awesome guy.
I was like, the only thing I think that could make GTA 6 better is like more openness. Like, you know how like in GTA 5, like you can never go on like 90% of the buildings.
Yeah.
I want to go on more buildings.
They need to make it a side-scrolling platformer.
I want to be able to like rob. I want to be able to rob like an Apple store like that. Like I want like more real world things.
No, it's a pair,
Blake,
dude.
Relax, dude.
No, it's a pair. Remember?
I want to murder actual people.
I want to hold up a real person.
I want to know their first name and last name before I execute them.
Then we need a movie on that one.
I don't know. They've been in development.
Oh my god, a GTA
I don't know
movie.
though. I don't know if I want that.
Like that was like free.
I feel like they'd screw it up.
What was that? Like that movie that Ryan Reynolds did. That
Free.
Oh yeah.
Free Guy, wasn't it?
Free Guy.
Fall Guy?
No, it was Free Guy.
Free Bird.
I don't know, but he was an NPC that like broke out of it.
It was a great movie.
It was a pretty good movie, actually. I liked it.
Yeah, but that budget it's been in development.
Not as good as
10
Terrifier
years.
3.
Terrifier 3. Oh my goodness.
Oh no, dude. GTA 6 has been in development for 10 years.
That's wild.
With a budget of $2 billion.
They better crush it.
Like 800 million.
They better crush it. That's what a lot of people are saying these days. They're like, man, even a lot of these big games that do really well, they spent so much that sometimes they make it impossible for them to be profitable, right? But I'm sure GTA has that big of a property enough to make it back.
$2 billion is a lot of money.
That's a lot, dude.
But that was supposedly leaked through a hacker like 2 years ago.
Do the math. Somebody have a calculator? What's $2 billion divided by, say they sell it for $70? How many copies of that do they have?
$2 billion divided by $70?
Yeah.
$2 billion divided by $70.
Probably have to.
I saw something. It was going to be like 120 on retail or something like that. Like
$2
really
billion
expensive.
I wouldn't doubt it, and I would pay it.
I would too, though. I would pay $120.
The only reason is because when I was in college, I played GTA 5 for
Let me see if I can
so many hours. I played through that story like every day after class.
I never played the story mode. I liked going around and like doing like building like out my casino penthouse and like doing the missions and on online, dude.
The online was okay. I just like to like go straight to it with the gameplay and play through the story.
So they would have to sell 28 million copies at $70.
Oh, that's easy.
But I think that's easy. What are typical big sales on games?
I mean, you gotta think about it. I think GTA 5 sold like 180 million copies.
Did it really?
Yes.
Yeah, 28 million doesn't seem like that much to make $2 billion.
Yeah, let me check how many copies sold.
And they might charge
200 million units.
That's what they sold
At $70 or I think $60. Yeah.
Yeah, but also too, that's like lifespan, right?
Yeah.
Like that's like PC re-releases. It's been released that's like the big meme.
But you're also
GTA 5 has been released like 98 times on every console.
Hey, but you're also excluding all the microtransactions that
that's
GTA.
the real money.
Oh my goodness, the microtransactions.
That's always the real money.
Dude, I remember I bought the Megalodon, the giant shark.
The $100 one.
Oh yeah, dude, that thing is that big.
Who in here has never bought any microtransaction ever?
You?
Me.
Ben,
wow.
I've lots.
Yeah,
I've spent
dude, come on.
of money.
I've literally spent.
You guys are dumb, man.
Bro.
I paid my one-time fee.
No, I paid $500 on one skin for like was it Apex Legends?
I had
my goodness.
$500.
Well, it was 150, and then all the other ones I bought with it.
I had to quit playing mobile apps games because God,
Oh my God.
You were a Bejeweled guy?
You're a freemium
Candy
app
Crush?
guy?
I was just playing. I was
He's a
spending
Candy Crush
so
guy.
much. No, not Candy Crush. What's the other game?
Clash of Clans.
Clash of Clans.
Hey,
Have
listen.
you guys seen the South Park episode?
No.
Yeah.
About freemium games?
Yes. I'm level 1,747 in a game called Royal Clash, the dumbest puzzle game. I play it all the time. I'm not joking. The other day, screenshot it and sent it to my friend because he's the only person I know. And I literally had the top score for a month in the app with like millions and millions of downloads.
It's your I'm bored game.
What's the name of the game?
Royal Clash. What's the best? They reached out for a sponsor one time, and I was like, yes, yes, I already play.
Is it like Clash of Clans?
No, it's like a freaking puzzle swiper.
I feel like that
dude.
would be your time to like flex. If you're level 1,000 on that thing, flex.
How
Almost
much?
2,000.
That's
How much
crazy.
money would you say you've spent in that game?
Not that much. Most of my money went to a game called Paladins.
Okay.
It's like an Overwatch clone. And I played it probably one of the most played games of my life. And I am that guy that new skins bought them all. Every skin, every DLC, I was like, I'm in.
Wow.
Ben, have you played a Call of Duty game?
Yeah.
So you haven't done like any buy a skin at all?
Never.
Oh, that's crazy. You're crazy.
Yeah.
I had to get the ghillie suit, dude.
Here's my flex.
Good
right
for you,
there.
Ben. That's a good flex. Ben's keeping them away from wanting to make more microtrans. It'll never stop.
You don't want gold guns?
I don't give a crap about it.
Dude, gold guns, they're so awesome, man. How would you
What is
not
that
want a
gonna do
gold
for
gun
me?
for $2?
How about $4? Go buy yourself a platinum gun.
That's awesome.
One for $24.
All right.